Sometimes I think about what it takes for a friendship to completely shatter. For me, it was a single joke, one that finally demolished years of a supposedly close bond. My friends, or what I once considered friends, were always obsessed with being the funniest in the group. But there was a dark side to their humor. They'd often push things way too far. I remember a few months ago, we were at a restaurant. Our waitress had some really severe burn scars on her arms, clearly visible. One of them, with a sickening smirk, leaned in and said, "I guess she took service with a burn too, literally." I watched the waitress's shoulders slump, her face falling as she pretended not to hear it, her eyes fixed on the table. My friend snickered, finding it hilarious, while I just sat there, a knot forming in my stomach, acutely aware of the scars hidden beneath my own sleeves. It wasn't just strangers they targeted. At dinner parties, their sharp wit would often turn on me about my weight. It always came disguised as friendly advice, like, maybe skip dessert this time, for your own good, or, careful, that chair might not make it. I'd always just forced a smile, tried to laugh it off, but inside, it chipped away at me. But then came my graduation party, and that night, something inside me finally snapped. I was standing there, beaming, ready to cut my celebratory cake. My best friend, of all people, decided it was the perfect moment to pull out her phone and start filming. She looked right into the camera, then at me, and said, "Careful with that knife, we don't want another accident like your brother." The room went dead silent. Everyone froze. My younger brother had died in a horrific car accident just last year. She knew this. She had stood beside me at his funeral. I didn't miss a beat. My eyes, cold and steady, locked onto her phone camera. "Speaking of accidents," I said, my voice cutting through the silence, "how's your dad enjoying his secret family?" The air in the room became thick, suffocating. Now, everyone in the room, including her own mother, was learning for the very first time that her father was living a double life. She had confided in me just last week, crying on my shoulder about discovering her dad's other wife and kids. But as she stood there, mocking my dead brother, exploiting my deepest pain for a few cheap laughs and maybe some social media views, I didn't care anymore. When her face crumpled and she started openly sobbing, I leaned in a little, just enough for the camera to catch it, and added, "Don't worry, I'm sure it's just a joke. Like how your dad jokes about still loving your mom." Her mother, who had been standing right there, listening in horror, let out a gasp. Their whole family imploded, right there, at my party. Sometimes, in the quiet moments, I wonder if I went too far. If I crossed a line I shouldn't have. But then I remember all the years she spent gleefully stepping over every line imaginable, using my pain and others as fodder for her cruel humor. And I realized that I didn't cross a line, I simply, finally, drew one.